Baby L Drizzy, baby L Drizzy, woo, baby L Drizzy, baby L Drizzy, woo, baby L Drizzy, baby L Drizzy. Take it on, stick it, take it on, knit it. I like you don't know me. It's for the trophy. There ain't no mystery. The baby L in history. Yeah, I make you show up, and then I make you blow up. The BBL drizzy, BBL drizzy, yeah drizzy, BBL drizzy. Ooh, 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 BBL drizzy, BBL drizzy. Ooh, ooh, yeah drizzy. BBL drizzy. Woo, 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 woo. Let me close this out. I don't want this. I'm gonna put this over here. What up, Blandrew? What up, Blandrew? What it do, Blandrew? Let's put it here. Okay. Not yet, bro. The birthday is Sunday. I'm still underage. I feel like put the early part, guys. It's still early. I appreciate the birthday wishes, but it's still early. My birthday isn't here yet, technically. This is pre-birthday. This is pre-birthday because obviously I won't stream on my birthday, and I gotta go back to work. Yo, happy day to launch. Happy lunch day to. Wow, can we not? Orion, that is wow. What's up, Luke? Thanks, Blandrew. And Ryan Sorg, you need Jesus. And man, guys, birthday is Sunday. How I wrote birthday Sunday and you all saying happy birthday in advance. Chill out. I thought about doing like a stream, and talking about doing like a Persona stream. I was like, I haven't really done one of these in a minute. We haven't done one of these heart to hearts. Between all this gaming news and other stuff during going on, and this week's been kind of weird because I've been off, but there's been like things going on. So one thing that if you're in my server, you already know. Or if you've been in any of my Discord calls, I have a new desk. The desk in question is what you guys are propped up on. So if I seem a little lower, that's particularly why. Because technically the monitors are higher. Like I can reach out and touch ya. But yeah, I have a new desk, and then my friend bought a PC parts and said, "Could you help me build those?" And I've been doing that the last couple of days. So yeah, amen. The condom, amen. Condom herpes is finally on the streets. Why do you call it that, bro? Oh, happy birthday punches! Don't touch me. Don't touch me, Lightning. Respectfully, birthday punches. Don't touch me. Okay, don't touch me. We chilling. All right. I got plans and plots that I want to take on, but for right now, don't touch me. Respectfully, don't touch me. Okay. But yeah, birthday on Sunday. I will be 33 because I'm an early 90s baby. I was born in 91, so I'll be 33 on the 16th, which for those of you would say is Father's Day, which means nothing to me because, one, I'm not a father, and two, my dad isn't in my life, so that part's irrelevant. But it's funny because I was born on Father's Day, but because Father's Day always lands weirdly throughout the multiple years, this just happened to be the year where it re-landed on like my birthday. So it is what it is. Mm. 33, almost dead. Life's been great. You played to win. I'm glad you're looking for my death. This early in the event, you're 30 in your 30s and you haven't scored Nico Robin yet. Honestly, I want to switch out the mouse pad that Juice gave me. Juice gave me this Faye Valentine mouse pad from Cowboy Bebop, and as you can see, the breasts are getting kind of worn out. The thing is, it's not that I wouldn't mind a Nico Robin mouse pad, but for some reason, I feel like she's too classy for that. So I'd probably get like a Boa Hancock one. But I do want to get like another breast mouse pad, because for those who don't know, I've never bought one of these, right? I've never bought one of those mouse pads. The first time I've owned one is because Juice gifted me one. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm responding to someone on eBay. I sold some anime box set a couple days ago, and just making sure he received it and everything's good on that. So that seems to be going well. But other than that, we're just chilling. Yeah, we can tell she's being used a lot. It's weird because all you do is rest your palm on it. I mean, it's still an armrest. So yeah, we're chilling. But hopefully everyone's been doing good. I know gaming news has been kind of interesting with all the stuff with Xbox going on, a lack of PlayStation really information, and then Summer Game Fest, which was mostly talked about earlier this week for me. Plus, I already talked 73. What? Goki? What? What? It's 33. I will be 33 on Sunday. And obviously, I don't stream on Sundays anyway. And Monday is the podcast, so I'm not going to bring it up on the podcast. So I figured let's just talk and chat and see how everyone's lives are going because, you know, it's summertime. A lot of you who are in school are out of school, and the ones who aren't out of school, summer is usually lighter. The one thing that changes during summer, if nothing else, depending on what state you live in, but in a lot of states, the one thing that changes is that traffic lightens up. And I get, like, now if you're in like a major city like New York or Cali or whatever, you're probably going to struggle no matter what. But if you like live in kind of just a general area, then traffic should be lighter, which makes the driving experience a lot more chiller. Just be careful on weekend. My nephew is fine. I think he cut his leg though, from what I heard a couple days ago, so I know he's healing from that. I watched the first season of Jujutsu Kaisen, the Zero movie. The guy really liked Naruto. I'm like, whoa, you're a savage. Chill out. You're chill out. Retro's a savage. Jujutsu Kaisen's a series for me. Unfortunately, and I don't think I've said this before in conversations, that we're just out of the, no, he cut his leg, Lightning. He cut his own leg. I think from what I heard, my sister said he went down like a water slide and he cut his leg on the water slide. So it hurts still because it's, from what I heard, it's a pretty decent cut. It's not like he like debilitated, but he's definitely in pain, so he's healing from that. That, like Naruto, that's disrespectful to Naruto. Well, I always been curious because I know how people feel about My Hero, but I don't really know the general consensus on Jujutsu Kaisen. I think people think Jujutsu Kaisen is like really, I think after watching the Shibuya arc, which to be fair, the Shibuya arc is the best arc in Jujutsu Kaisen, and things just kind of go left. Like in the Culling games, which I believe is the next arc they are adapting, which technically we're still in the manga. I'm curious how people are going to feel about that arc, because that arc to me kind of feels like the last arc of My Hero where it just kept going. And spoiler, it's still going. I think the Culling games have been going for like over like multiple years at this point. Now, granted, as someone who's a seasoned Naruto fan, I'm used to shit taking forever, okay? It's just how we are. Remember that fucking... Also, being a One Piece fan, I can never complain about something being too long. I mean, you can be long and uninteresting, which is what happens to a lot of these series, but that's just the nature of the game, I guess. But no one cares for JJK unless Gojo's on screen. That, painfully, I think is true, which is funny considering the latter half of the Culling games arc. Jujutsu Kaisen is considered the series that takes Bleach's spot when it comes to the new generation. I guess. I think the problem is if we're realistically, the new Gen 3 should realistically be My Hero, Black Clover, and JJK, but I don't think people view it that way. Because people definitely want to throw in fucking Demon Slayer, and I don't want to do that. Although I think, by the way, I think Demon Slayer added a bunch of filler. Because I glanced at a couple of the newer episodes, and they're in the training arc. The Hashira thing in the manga only takes like 9 chapters, I think. So it feels like the anime is adding filler to this. But I'm going to actually, you know what? I'm going to go check real quick. I'm pretty sure the Demon Slayer arc is adding filler in the anime, because I don't remember it lasting this long. Slayer arcs. Ryan immediately like Mid-Slayer, you're a savage. Where is it? It's the Hashira training arc. How long is this in the manga? Yeah, in the manga it's 9 chapters. In the anime, it's been like, let me see, it starts there. Well, that's 56, and we're at 61. It's been 5 episodes. I very much believe they are dragging out the training arc, and particularly because the training arc is really fucking short in the manga. Like, I want y'all to understand something. The training arc isn't even 10 chapters. Can Chainsaw Man be considered shonen at this point? The OG Chainsaw Man is in Shonen Jump Lightning, so technically it would be considered Shonen Jump. The second part, well, no, they're both in Shonen Jump, so I think they would still be considered Shonen Jump. It's just that, Chainsaw Man to me is a series that has the most engagement in the beginning because of how non-shonen it is in terms of its approach. And I think for the first part of Chainsaw Man, that absolutely works, right? It works, but it partially works because of how like nonsensical and I just don't care attitude it has, right? And then eventually it gets to the point where the plot kind of comes to a head and stuff goes crazy. And then we hit this weird lull period, and then we get into like part 2. And part 2, I think, had me engaged maybe in the beginning, and now I just don't care. I just recently learned that Chainsaw Man introduced semen. Oh my god, I haven't even looked that up. I've heard people say things about it, but I haven't looked it up, and I'm not going to because I'm not going to put myself in that position. We're not gonna humor that part of the conversation, Orion Sword. Orion Sword, you've been really crass as of late, buddy. I'm gonna need you to cut it down, okay? Like chill out a little, just dial it back, like I don't know, like 10%. Like just 10%, dial it back. Cause you've been on a whole mood lately. Who do they think they are? Evangelion. I knew you were gonna bring up Evangelion's like the main. I hate the fact that Ava is the main series that people think about when the word semen gets brought up in conversation with anime. And not hentai. That's the funny thing is, when semen gets brought up in anime conversation, your first thought isn't, oh my god, what hentai are you watching? Nah, it's Evangelion. And why is it Evangelion? Because Shinji has problems. And I do mean Shinji absolutely has problems. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Chainsaw Man is trying so hard to reference Berserk, but in modern era. I don't know if I would call this Berserk. It's funny because the series that's inspired by Berserk is Black Clover. Black Clover, like Tabata had openly said that Berserk was one of his inspirations, which is also wild for him to say considering Black Clover is very much like very kidified what people would consider Berserk. Like to say you're inspired from Berserk is more, I would say more in terms of world building and aesthetics. But like in terms of like the gruesomeness that comes from Berserk, no sir. Black Clover don't play those games. And I mean that's a person. I mean it is prerogative. I mean at this point I gotta wait a while for Black Clover because Black Clover gives me what is it 4 chapters a year or is it 3 chapters a year? The point is we're in June and we gotta wait. Chainsaw Man tries to Berserk. I don't see it. I wouldn't say that either. I thought he wanted to be like One Piece because he wanted. Yo, no, he did. I'm talking about. I say Berserk was one of his inspirations though, but he did at one point want to be like One Piece. I think reality. And I think we've gone through this before. The mangaka game is a lot rougher and a lot tougher, and some of these artists are not built the same. The mangaka we had aren't built. We're like the last era of the ones that were built to do this stuff for a while. And when you really think about it, Dragon Ball Z ended before the 2000s, right? Like Dragon Ball Z, I think technically ended in the 90s, right? And then you had things like Bleach and Naruto. Bleach only went, a little bit over 10 years? Yeah, I think Bleach went, because Bleach was introduced like early 2000s. I think Naruto, because One Piece was 97, Naruto I think was 99, and then I think Bleach was like early 2000s. And then it ended like officially. Hold on. Let me check. Manga. Because I don't remember the specific. Bleach came out in... Bleach went for 15 years. Yeah, Bleach went for 15 years. Yeah, it was 2001. Actually, Bleach, Naruto, and One Piece are like 2 years from each other. 97, 99, 2001. And then Bleach didn't get his anime adaptation for another 3 years, I think. Technically, yeah, 3 years. To Love Ru ain't got shit on Ava County. Yeah, but I think Ava's more well known, weirdly enough. Also, because To Love Ru, the only thing about To Love Ru that I still F with is that first opening. That first opening's pretty hard. I really like that first opening song. I will say, and people might be thinking, oh, you BSing. Go listen to To Love Ru's first opening. It's really good. I think it's really good. If I make manga, I'd say the same. Yeah, it's a slice of life coming of age. Melon Pan Saga Berserker was my inspiration. Unless you're One Piece or Detective Conan, you're not lasting long. The trifecta of manga were Toriyama, Miura, Buronson are considered the king. What about a Rocky? You wouldn't put a Rocky in there? I feel like a Rocky needs to be put in there. What the fuck? But yeah, yeah, Bleach is the probably the one that lasts the least amount of time, and it still went for 15 years. And the only two series we have that are new that are even close to that would be Bleach. I mean, it'd be My Hero and Black Clover. My Hero is currently at what 10 years? I think this is its 10th year, and then I think 10 years for 10 years for Black Clover is next year. But My Hero already hit its decade, I believe. Because Naruto went for what, 20 years? No, that's not right. Not 20. It went a while. How long did it go? It went from 2002 to 2017. So about 15 years. No, that's the anime. That's the anime. Hold on. No, it went about 15 years. The manga went from 99 to 2014. So he did 15 years. It's crazy that would be, for the two crazy series we have, 15 years would have been the situation. And considering where we're at now, My Hero's about to end. My Hero's already done with its final fight. And the anime's just starting it. Which makes me curious how much of it are they just gonna adapt it all at once? Because it just ended in the manga. Like I said, Terrell, it's what people say I didn't. It's what people say I didn't say this. And then again, I did see this thread on Reddit, and so I can't say it's trustworthy. Epilogue phase. That's what they're technically calling it, is epilogue phase. Which, fine, if that's the direction you want to go, it is what it is. But like, that's just something interesting of note. But yeah, like even the longest running series we have, like the Golden Children of Long series, My Hero and Black Clover are only like 5 years away from it. Now, Black Clover is going to come off weirder because Black Clover won't have nearly as many chapters as like Naruto had, or even My Hero, primarily because it's like this weird 4-gap situation, which then makes me wonder how much longer does he plan for this to go, because he still has to do a decent amount. Like I can't see Black Clover going, even with these, especially what he did last time. Like the last chapter he put out a double chapter. So the only thing that makes sense to me would be to probably, I can see, I mean, it depends on how much. I'm surprised Giga's letting Tabata do what he wants, because Giga, just to give context, in mangaka terms, usually is the area where your show's about to die, and we're just gonna put it out here. And for whatever reason, Black Clover got this weird thing where it's like, oh, we're not gonna kill you in 2 or 3 chapters. We're gonna let you finish your story and at the pace that you're gonna finish it, even though it's nowhere near as popular as it used to be. Like, Black Clover has lost interest, partially due to its manga being the way it is. And then the anime disappearing. The anime always boosts manga sales. Terrell, if I told you that Monkey D. Luffy's my favorite anime character, would you believe me? I mean, I don't have any reason to not believe you. But don't you count on season 7 being good because of the time of year of the movie. Yeah, I really wish they would stop that, bro. Black Clover's not on hiatus, Lightning. It just comes out every 4 months or 3 months now? It's essentially quarterly, I believe. So you get 4 chapters a month. I mean, 4 chapters a year, I'm sorry. One Piece is still going on even when My Hero is ending. That should say something about the quality of the series dropping a lot. I wouldn't say... No, that's not the same thing. A series ending before One Piece is not a good tell of saying, see, they don't know how to make manga anymore. No, that just means there was conversations, but there's been no confirmation. So I'm not believing nothing until I get a proper confirmation around Sword. There have been statements made, but I don't not believe in a damn thing until I get confirmation. That's just not, I'm not going to do it. You're not going to make me believe until I get some proper confirmation for that stuff. What was I saying though? But yeah, they need to stop. See, My Hero still makes a lot of money. And so what they do is they like to cross promote. Here's the anime episodes, and then here's the movie to coincide with it. Yeah, One Piece is like the exception, not the rule. That's why I picked Naruto and Bleach. Because Naruto and Bleach are more like what I would have wanted. And Naruto and Bleach only went for 15 years apiece. Naruto didn't even make it to 2020. Naruto finished in 2017. No, why did I say that? It ended in 2014. I'm sorry. It's kind of crazy how early Naruto ended, considering Naruto in 2014, which is crazy. That series I got introduced to when I was in 2005, 2006. And I only got to be with that series live for like 7 years. Naruto was a constant in my life for 7 years. It's funny because when I always talk about like who got into what series at what time, and now I'm watching like people in modern age just now watching One Piece or just now watching Naruto, which is crazy. Someone did like a scaling video and goes, I never seen Naruto. You never seen Naruto? What are you doing scaling anything? What are you talking about? You believe Shonen Jump is dead once most of the series in? No, Shonen Jump seems to be going through its era. A lot of the stuff we've been getting from Shonen Jump are like these kind of mediocre shonen. There's that Mafia one with superpowers. You got some slice of life in there. Like we're just getting different types of series now. Which is also thanks Apex. Once again, birthday isn't until Sunday, but still appreciate it. What are your thoughts on isekai genre? I hate the isekai genre. The isekai genre I think is meant for the demographic who grew up with anime in the 90s. So my demographic. Because the thing is, when we were watching anime like in high school and early college, we correlated ourselves with the main characters of those stories, even though technically we were older than those characters for like a decent bit. Like, give an example. Naruto was like 12 or 13. When I got into Naruto, I was around 12 or 13, so he hit my demographic. But by the time Naruto turned 15 or 16, I was like almost 20. Now, One Piece was a little bit different because when Luffy's introduced, he's 17. So he correlated with but he had like a childlike attitude. But a lot of our generation are adults now. Hell, a lot of our generation are having families and have kids and whatnot. So because of it, it's like, well, how do you appeal to that demographic? Well, the way they're doing it is just isekais. Various isekais. Some of them are serious. Some of them are dumb. Some of them are silly that appear dumb. Some of them are dumb that appear serious. Like, that's how it is. Now, I'm not in love with isekai because I think it's a boring fucking concept of a genre. Especially because it just turns into a power fantasy. What if I got transported to a world and I was given the ultimate cheat skill? What if I was transported to the world and I was given broken defensive magic? What if I was transported to a world and I became a spider? What if I was transported to a world and became a god? What if I was transported into the world and knew way too much about like video games and stuff so I could easily go through the game and like grind early as a child? Like, isekais at a certain point don't do anything. I think honestly that's kind of what killed my interest in anime for a while, because that's all we were getting. We still get mostly isekais, like a lot of them, and I do mean a lot of them. Like it's just, and I get that apparently it appeals. It's got to appeal to somebody because people keep buying and watching these shows. Oh, Kill Blue's fine. I'm not. The problem is Kill Blue doesn't have enough to it to make me overly engaged. And Sakamoto, I think I'm just waiting for an anime adaptation for it. Like I got a decent bit into it, but I like world building and I like lore. And the problem is with those, it's like they're just ironically enough, they're also in the same line of we got like 3 mafia based shows between Yozakura, Kill Blue, Sakamoto Days, and then that fucking one that just Astro something that's relatively new. What is it called? Hold on, I can pull this up real quick. What is it? Because I have the Shonen Jump app on my phone, kids. It's called. Where is it? It's called. Where is it? Astro Royale. Astro Royale. We got like 4 Mafia series. I'm like, dang, man. On top of running, it almost feels like we're running off the back of Tokyo Revengers. Like I don't know how engaged you want me to be. Even things like fucking like Kaiju number 8 is a very like old school kind of mediocre shonen, but like kind of different. Like it's not like Kaiju. Like people were like, oh my god, like because I don't even hear people talk about Kaiju number 8 like that. And Kaiju number 8 would be the newer shonen adaptation. Yozakura Family got its anime adaptation, and nobody's talked about that. It's funny that usually when Shonen Jump adaptations kick off, that one of them hits like crazy. My Hero was like that. Even Black Clover did well in Japan. It did well for TV ratings. But man, I ain't heard nothing about Yozakura from the American fan base. I heard, you know, the one shonen that got attention, Mashal. And you know where it got its attention for? Its opening. Its second opening. Its second season opening is what got the attention. Jesus Christ. Yes, Yozakura's in his last arc. Also, thank you, Richie. Didn't mean to ignore you. What else? Hey, Antrite. Appreciate the support. Speaking of Luffy, he should be canonically 20 at the start of the time skip, not 19. All right, relax, studio. I know you're going to say some shit. Spider Riders, Beautiful Joe, and Digimon were peak isekai. Well, because I don't know. I think because people didn't call them isekai. That technically is what they are. But I think it wasn't like this much of a fucking genre. It's so much of a genre now, it's offensive. Did you play? Oh no, that's right. Terrell, I got an isekai recommendation for you. I got transported into my favorite romance manga and chose to date the heroine's best friend. The problem is I know that's a series. I hate that that's actually a series because I know that's probably a series. Nowadays, kids are into stuff like Oshinoko. You mean like idol anime with like a weird bit of drama in it? I don't know. I miss my shonen love. Even things that think about what's blown up in the States, right? Think about the shows that Americans. Actually, can we look this up real quick? Let's just look this up. Popular animes in the U.S. I just want to see something. That can't be right. So I feel like this is not right. I don't think I'm going to find like a strong representation of this. But I'm going to kind of BS it here. So Pokemon still, weirdly enough, is pretty high ranked. Which kind of confuses me. Like the top 10 they have here is Naruto, Demon Slayer, Pokemon, Jujutsu Kaisen, My Hero, Attack on Titan, One Piece, Sailor Moon, Hunter x Hunter, and Dragon Ball Z. Which is interesting. Because Naruto is the one that's currently leading, which is really weird because Naruto, unless they're counting, I guess they're counting Boruto within Naruto, I would assume, which is the only reason why I would think that Naruto was this far ahead. Demon Slayer we knew blew up because of the movie, and I don't really understand why, because to me, Demon Slayer, to be fair, I always said that Mugen Train works as a movie like really well because of how short that arc is, but I don't understand why. I don't understand Demon Slayer's appeal to the American audience when it's pretty generic shit. Like I and maybe that's just me, But considering I was coming from an era with like Naruto Uzumaki, even Ichigo Kurosaki, Tanjiro ain't doing nothing to make me to get this kind of reaction. But I also have to remind myself that back then I was the demographic. I'm not the demographic now. I think that's one of the struggles when you get older as an anime fan, you have to realize that you stop being the demographic for certain shows, and it's hard to maintain interest. What I always think of is if any of you guys have seen Angry Video Game Nerd, if you watch any of his newer stuff, or as the older you got watching Angry Video Game Nerd, the more it became apparent that like AVGN is pretty much a lapsed gamer. That dude stopped really playing games seriously, probably like around the N64 to PlayStation era. Like that definitely was around where he started checking all the way out. And so because of it, he feels almost out of date when we talk about modern gaming. Even even when he's in videos with other like YouTubers who talk about modern gaming, he doesn't know nearly as much about modern gaming because he doesn't keep up with it. And that's how I'm feeling as an anime fan. That like, granted, I still keep up with a lot of anime adaptations for the most part, but like, I'm hitting that line where it's like a lapsed anime fan who doesn't correlate with the new stuff. Like, I want y'all to understand something. During COVID, I had to watch an entire generation of fans discover One Piece as if One Piece is a series that just came out. Even though we all know One Piece has been out since the 90s, and America's had it since the mid 2000s, and the good dub of it's been out since like 2007. You could watch a good dub of One Piece in 2007, 2008, and it still took another 12 years for it to kick on and be like, oh, what the heck is this? This is pretty good. Heard the dirt. You're like, what the fuck? But Americans are also weird because we also like, when I look at this list, Naruto's number 1, Demon Slayer's number 2, Pokemon's number 3, Jujutsu Kaisen's number 4, My Hero's number 5, Attack on Titan is number 6, One Piece is number 7, Sailor Moon is 8, Hunter x Hunter is 9, and Dragon Ball is 10. I mean, I didn't really get into Tokyo Ghoul, so I can't say anything about that. A lot of soft boy protagonists, Jesus Christ. Yeah, it happens to everyone with any form of media. You think AVGN is a filmmaker more than gamer? He played in the past, but it's not him today. Yeah, of course. Everyone, I mean, it's growth. Everyone's grown and changed. Hell, it happened to me when I stopped caring for wrestling when I was a teenager. Wrestling was something I never got into, but I know a lot of people got into it. Let me see. Hell, if it happened to me. Naruto, Ichigo, Luffy are special Tanjiro's just a dude with a sword trying to save his sister. It's extremely easy to root for a character like that. Of course, that's fair. Because this is the most rooted in realism. Oh, my family was destroyed and my sister turned into a demon and I want to see if I can save my sister. That's a good point, studio. But I never thought Naruto or Luffy or Ichigo or even like I didn't think their goals were anything too crazy. But it's also hard to not find Tanjiro. Tanjiro is extremely endearing as a character. I'll give him that. I just don't think he's interesting as a character, but he is extremely endearing, and I think that's part of the reason why. I also think the demographic has also changed a lot. Girls, like when you talk about Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece, girls don't really, not saying girls weren't into those series, but it was nowhere near to the degree as guys. Whereas now, if you watch, like people watch, girls have definitely gotten way more into like Demon Slayer, Attack on Titan, those two, Jujutsu Kaisen. I've seen a lot more female anime fans kick in on that on the US side, and I think that's somewhat playing a part. Yeah, a lot of people find Naruto more relatable, but I think it's a different generation issue. I'm still keeping up with the anime. I'm just pretty much staying on the lane of what I know. With what I know I'll enjoy. I seen a happy birthday and had to hop into the stream. Happy birthday, big dog. Appreciate it, Aunt. Appreciate it. Milk Toast sounds like an IGN list. What are your thoughts on Amy Pong getting released the way Ping Pong? I'm guessing that's revolving around Diamond and Pearl and that whole thing. Stupid. Stupid. But it is what it is. It's Pokemon at this point. Happy. Thank you for the early support, Donnie. Used to be a big fanboy of WWF. See, that's already past me. Yeah, because he's Deku. I find Naruto more relatable. Naruto and Luffy's goals were so big that people wouldn't enjoy characters. Like, well, because Ichigo. To be fair, I used to complain about Ichigo because Ichigo doesn't have a lot to correlate with. What Ichigo is a character who just wants to protect the people he care about. That's literally what he wants to do. He just wants to protect people. He wants to make sure the people he cares about are safe, and that's his whole thing. So it's weird because Bleach has a weird amount of lore to it for a main character who doesn't care anything about it. But then again, I said the same thing about One Piece. One Piece is the same way, except One Piece, especially later on, gets a bigger habit of jumping around and engaging with other people in conversations. It's funny to me because the stuff with like Ace and stuff was like a minor side note. It was like, oh, we'll show it to you, or part of it, but we're not going to really explain it. And then the results became more and more apparent as time went on. Girls want Sasuke's and Gojo's and not Luffy's. Yeah, because, well, girls' responses to Luffy are different. Girls' responses to Luffy are like, oh, he's my sweet baby. Actually, girls do that a lot with One Piece boys. Like, I think I've seen them do it with Chopper because he's cute. They do it with Luffy. I've seen it to lesser degrees with like Sanji. Sanji also gets that kind of treatment. But it's not the same thing. That was a character assassination. Thank you, Navy. Ichigo just wants to keep his fam safe. Exactly. To me, Ichigo and Denji have the same issue to me where they're just not interested in protecting. The reason why I think Denji worked in a different way is that Denji almost felt like he was just floating through life. So Denji kind of needed these short-term goals to kind of like motivate him to do anything. Also, and he also for a while was living for somebody else. Like my Puchita saved me, therefore I will live because Puchita saved me. Also, that's me give me some minor goals. And I think Makima to a degree wanted him to do that. Denji had to almost like learn how to develop into a character before you could like him as a character. The problem is by the time he got to a point where you became likable, the part of the story got really janky and convoluted and then got really reckless. And like the one thing I really think I liked about Chainsaw Man was the early part, like the mid part of it when we got a trio. It's funny that like in modern anime now we start to get trios, and some of those trios are hit and miss for different reasons because either only one character matters or the characters aren't consistent, and it's always some janky nonsense like that. Like even let's take Demon Slayer's trio for example. You have Tanjiro, Inosuke, and Zenitsu. It is painfully obvious that Tanjiro is the only character who matters in those situations. Fucking Inosuke, a lot of you don't know this, but for the ones who do, you know, Inosuke has been around since the first season and has no development whatsoever. Inosuke has no development whatsoever. And Inosuke won't get any development until way too late. And it's dumb how long it takes. Ooh, why is my mother calling me? Hold on a second. Hello? My mother be calling me for the most random stuff. Let me see. Okay, my bad. All right, we're good. Sorry. I'm like looking at my phone because she messed me up with that. Give me 1 second. I'm typing something. I'm going to check something real quick. That phone call distracted me. I just need to check something real quick. Inosuke has more development than your boy Luffy. Wow. No. Chill out. Chill out. That's not what we're doing here. You guys are savages is what you are. Actually, I know it's not everybody. It's Studio. Studio's an instigator. But it's fine. I'm going to get his ass anyway. Let me see. Let me see. I'm so distracted. I blame my mother for this. Because I wasn't even going to worry about it, but she pissed me off. Let me see. I just want to see something real quick. Even Kochiro is a crazy siscon and he has fangirls. Oh, that's because Kochiro is attractive. That's what that is. Being attractive always works out in those situations. Like, I want you to understand that. Like, you're attractive, you're gonna win in that situation. It's dumb, but that's exactly what happens. Oh no, this is nope. Fuck that. This is trash. Oh my goodness. What the hell's going on? Sorry. Oh, thank you, Midnight. Appreciate the well wishes. All right, sorry for the distraction. I had to look up something because I was like, what the fuck is going on? All right. So where was I at? Oh yeah. Yeah, like if we were talking about trios, the biggest problem, like using Inosuke as the example, Inosuke doesn't get any development. You've been with Inosuke since season 1, and we're towards the latter end of the series, and Inosuke doesn't have any development at all. You don't even know nothing about his parents. Nothing. They haven't even alluded to Inosuke's backstory. And I know as a manga reader, that's not going to come up until the very end of a situation. And it's going to be incredibly stupid when it happened. The other issue is even Zenitsu. Zenitsu gets a little bit in season 1 and then nothing else gets brought up. Nothing else gets brought up. He gets a little bit in season 1 and then nothing else gets brought. And these are our main 3 characters that we're around the most. Not saying, obviously Tanjiro is meant to be the main character. And to be fair, Zenitsu's thing does kind of correlate once you figure out what it is. Anime fans are currently close to it, so I don't want to spoil anything. But like, it's like, bro, it's weird that like most people's favorite part of Demon Slayer is wholesome Tanjiro Nezuko moments with like barely any character development and then like crazy animated fights. I will always stick to the argument that the reason why people fuck with it is primarily because, oh my god, Tanjiro is such a good boy, which is crazy to me. Studios out here trying to fight me, bro. We're not doing the eating contest, never. Technically, Luffy would win because Luffy's stomach is openly bottomless. You can't fill up Luffy. Let's see. I'll be honest. I'm not a big fan of Makima being a villain due to how Rush. That's a spoiler. Don't bring that up, Lightning. Luffy is him. He may be a simple soul, but his want for freedom and joy influences everyone. Yeah. Even if it doesn't necessarily benefit Luffy, it still allows people to go after their dreams. The thing I learned about myself is that as an anime fan, as back in the day I would watch anything. Now I have a taste changed a lot. Well, of course, we know why. It's the same thing with me. Even when I look at like my collection and stuff. Like I told you a little bit ago, I sold a couple boxes. I sold my Haganai box sets because apparently Haganai's first season goes for like over $100 because you can't find it anywhere. In the beginning, when you first get into anime, you consume anything and everything to figure out what you do like and what you don't like. And then you go through that period, and eventually, over time, you slowly develop what you like in a series and what you don't like in a series. And you can go, okay, now I can see certain tales in animes. Like now you've gotten good enough as an anime viewer to know, okay, this is probably going to lead here and I'm not going to give a fuck about it. This is going to lead here and there's going to be a problem on the writing side. And as you become a more critical watcher, by the time you get like 10 years into this, you are now really picky. you're really picky. And there's something that's lost there, to be fair. One of the things that's lost in that is that you don't take chances on shows anymore. And to be fair, some of my favorite shows that I enjoyed was me on a whim being like, fuck it, I'm going to just watch it. Now, what I used to do is buy shit, because if I bought it, I would watch it. And then if I enjoyed it, it'd be like a yay. And if I didn't enjoy it, I'd get thrown the fuck out. That's how I got into Kimi ni Todoke. That's how I got into working. That's how I got into Dura. I bought Dura on a fucking whim. Gurren Lagann, same thing. Even though Gurren Lagann was on TV, but I didn't know that until after I'd already watched I got the box set. What else? Azumanga Daioh was like that. To be fair, Azumanga Daioh was arguably out of spite, because that was when Lucky Star was getting popular, and people in the comments would talk about Azumanga Daioh, and I said, well, what the fuck is Azumanga Daioh? And that's how I ended up trying out Azumanga Daioh. What else? Squid Girl was like that. Bimbo Gamiga was like that. Which is Good Luck Girl. Blood Lad was like that. Nevermind Daikon Brothers was like that. What else is on here? Grenadier. All My Goddess. All My Goddess was such a weird experience for me. All My Goddess was the first time I had ran into a female anime character who literally emotionally caught me slipping. Oh, thank you for the birthday wishes, Juice and Revolver. I appreciate it. But yeah, fucking after 8 episodes of murder and suffering, it's refreshing to see Tanjiro and the gang just vibing. Of course, the hungry protagonist is also tiring. Yeah, it is. And Nosuke is more of a team player than less animal like. Yeah. But yeah, like All My Goddess is a series for me. I'm only bringing this up because I was reminded. All My Goddess is one of the few series where I met an anime girl and I was like, oh my God, you were literally wifey material. I had never had that feeling in my life, not with a One Piece girl, not with a Naruto girl, but Oh My Goddess had me fucked up. Go watch the first couple episodes and tell me you don't trip a little bit. Maybe as an adult it may not get you, but I remember when I watched that shit in my 20s, I think he was like Keiichi and Belle Dandy is fucking adorable, and it's crazy to me because she's like, I'm gonna grant you any wish. Oh, thank you for the $10, Revolver. I appreciate it. Thank you for the $10. Thank you. Belle, I think, what was it? Keiichi saw her and had a moment. I was watching a little bit of. I've watched like the first 7 episodes of Please Teacher. Watch Waiting in the Summer, which is technically the prequel to Please Teacher, I believe. It was weird when I watched it. I was like, oh, this is correlating with the Please Teacher series. The Please Teacher. Actually, it's weird that there's technically 3 animes in that timeline, which is Please Teacher, Waiting in the Summer, and Please Twins. The Please Twins, I'm not even gonna humor. I already know that's gonna be a problem. But no, Belle Dandy in that first scene was like, any wish you have, I'll grant it. And like, and he kept, and Keiji was such a down on himself kind of dude. He's like, I'm not attractive. I don't have anything appealing going on with me. There's no reason why you would like me. Da 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 da. And she went into this whole thing about, oh, you're a kind soul and shit. And I was like, bruh, you ever meet a girl who will openly talk kind to you? And I think that's one of the shows I still hit today that makes me go, that's an example of what happens to a guy who gets just complimented on things without being prompted. Like, I didn't give that, like, he didn't give her any money. He didn't do nothing for that girl crazy. And she was able to catch all his good points so quickly. And so, of course, his immediate reaction was, please stay with me forever, which is on some down bad shit, obviously. Every guy has been down bad. It just happens, okay? But it's so good. I'm surprised it's as long as it is. Oh my God, I forgot I had the Robin emote that comes up like that. The Robin animation, it's so big. It's so big. Oh my goodness. But yeah, it's just a series. That series, Belle Dan was one of the first times I was like, that's wife. That's she's literally wife material. And it always it's one of the few animes I'll say, oh yeah, you got me. I'm slipping. I am falling and I can't get up. Help me. Help me, please. Like, that's all I can think about. Because I was in such a bad mind state when I fucking watched that series. It's like, man. And back then is when you were a lot more like insecure about having a girlfriend and stuff. And man, my mind was just not in a good place. I was like, fuck, dog. It's such a wholesome ass series. It's such a wholesome ass series. I fucking love it. Sorry, I went into a whole thing with that. I remember my first grade teacher called me cute. Dog, see, people don't understand. Men don't get compliments like that. So women be like, why y'all be smiling off of one compliment? I'm like, bruh, nobody's ever this nice to me. Oh wow, thank you. Oh wow, thank you for the $10 too, Navy. I appreciate it. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Hold on, I can like these, right? Why do you have a like button that doesn't work? Or does it work and I have to just hit it something else? Macromatic is something I've always heard of and never sat down and watched. Macromatic is a series I have heard of and never sat down and watched. And I feel like I should, because Macromatic is old. It's like, isn't it like mid? The only other series that I would say also had me in that kind of mood was like Mahabarajo, which is a fucking Mahabarajo, which I know a lot of people don't even know what that is. Do I still have the box set over here? I probably don't. Did I put the box set up? I did. Why did I do that? Even Grenadier has that kind of vibe for me. There are certain girls, like people always be talking about, oh, you guys just like all those hot girls. And listen, waifu girls are cool, but I feel like the sweet girl, and I mean like old school sweet, not like lewd sweet, but like old school sweet, ruins me because I'm so not used to it. Like a girl walking up to me and being like, you have a beautiful soul. What the fuck do I say to you have a beautiful soul? What is the proper response to that? Because I'm so not prepared for a girl to be like, I think you're just a wonderful person. What do I do? What do I do, bro? What do you do when a girl walks up to you and is like, your soul is beautiful? I can't do nothing with that. Because I'm not in the right mindset to have a conversation. Damn, y'all don't understand, bro. It only takes. And I think that's something, it's funny because I think that's also lost in like today's relationship market. Like people don't really understand the struggle that comes into like modern dating when it comes to that conversation that like some people just want some just like generally like nice, I won't say nice feelings. What's the word I'm looking for? It's not like nice feelings. It's like I watched Mahabarajo. Yep, I watched Mahabarajo on YouTube too. I thought I had the box set. I used to have the box set sitting out here. I might put it out here now that I have a space from it. Damn, why did I not? It's not a big deal. It's not like I lost it, but still, it's like fuck, dude. Why don't I have it? Why don't I have it out here? Mahabarajo is very like old school harem, which unfortunately old school harem and modern harem are not the same thing anymore. But it also, like I said, it was also like, it's the issue I think dating has now in general. There's a level of jadedness in modern dating that bothers me and also scares the shit out of me, because social media almost doesn't want you to have to like fall in love. Like the concept of falling in love is terrifying and unrealistic by today's standards, which is very sad in modern like it's a sad reality, because negativity will always be more popular than positivity. We would rather watch a dude get kicked in the nuts than watch someone share a happy moment with their husband. Not saying we don't want to see the happy moment with your husband. It's just not, it won't get as many views. Like we'll view someone getting kicked in the nuts way more than like a loving moment, right? And part of it is because social media lies. I'll give you an example. If you're a guy and you've been on TikTok or Instagram or even YouTube stories, you've probably seen the sad boy post, which is a post that is about something sad going on with a man, whether his feelings been hurt, a woman didn't care for him, some just sad shit to him, with like that's certain songs in the background, like the dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. It's like that song. I don't know the name of the song. I just know the song. It always fucking plays, and it's always like this sad thing. They do it for men in TV shows. They do it in movies, and they do it with just videos. It could be like real life videos or dudes asking women questions on the street. And the reason why that shit happens is because we become so jaded. And also, and unfortunately, showing that content to young men makes them even more jaded, which makes them distrustful of women, who then think there is no good men left because good men don't trust them because of what they seen bad women do online. Even though some of those videos are disingenuous. I remember I ran across one of those videos. And the video was from a prank video from like 2007. What was his name? Pretty Boy Fredo, I think is his name. There were all these fake prank videos of a girl breaking his Xbox, and someone took that clip and cut it down from like the YouTube-ish of it, and then turned it into a minute clip that had the dun 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 dun. It had that music playing in the background. I'm like, I know the original clip. This is a prank video, but it fits the sad boy motif of a woman doing something mean to him because he wasn't paying her enough attention. And then guys get all fucking red pill and angry and run off and talk about how women ain't shit. Ooh, god dang. Sorry, I ignored the YouTube the comments for a section. We don't get wholesome girl anime waifu shows anymore, and it hurts. You know why? Because we fall in love with those women. That's why. That's why we don't get those. We don't get those anymore. Also, because the world's too jaded. You don't have to look any further than the red pill community to see that love is becoming less sought after. Oh yeah, men are jaded, but and some people always go, well, why would you go to the red pill community? Those guys are sexist and misogynistic. Because I hate to say it, ironically enough correlates back to oh my god, is because they're nice to them. They're like, they care about them. The reality is this. In social circles online, men don't feel accepted in a lot of those social circles. The one place they feel accepted is the red pill community, because they get made fun of if they watch VTubers. They get made fun of if they're on some simping nonsense. They only win when they get supported in the red pill area, and to be fair, the only thing in the red pill community you really should be taking heed of and probably do is the whole work on yourself thing. That is a viable thing that you should do, because it does benefit yourself. Because one of the things that I think young men aren't really understood is that men are told to sought after their goals, right? If as a man you were like, hey, do you want something, kid? You're gonna have to work for it and put in all your effort. And when it comes to women, they do the same thing, not realizing women don't want that in the same way you would work for a car. They don't want you to work for them like you work for a car. They don't want you to work for them like you work for a house. They want you to work for them in a different way, because they're still human. So that means they don't have the same needs as a car or a house, right? Women don't want to be the be all end all. They want to be an enhancement of your life. So what that means is you should still have your own goals and aspirations that have nothing to do with them. Because the problem is women don't like being the only thing that matters to you. That's why even girls who are dating these guys are never going to marry these guys, because it's not what they want to do. The guy could propose 6 times, which, by the way, just giving context here. If I propose to you once and you say no, we're not talking anymore. I'm not even about to humor that. If I propose to you and you say no, then we don't need to date, because that obviously tells me that's where the relationship with you was gonna go. And that's no disrespect. It's just, it is what it is. It's annoying. That's how you have to find out, but it is what it is. Maybe we just need to embrace us. The soft boy era is a dangerous era, because the problem is women are still attracted to men. Like, I want you to understand this. Masculinity is still attractive to women, which is why they get mad when they hear the whole soft boy era thing. But the reason why dudes do the soft boy era thing is because I think the standards in society have changed. See, when women wanted like men to pay for everything and to buy everything and to be like this overtly manly man, that made sense, because women just didn't have the rights that they really deserved at the time. You couldn't do certain things. You couldn't accomplish certain things. You were kind of barred and restricted. And we're not even going to get into the subject of race, which made things harder for certain races of women, right? And so back then, those standards made sense because of what it came with in that society. And then we got into 2024, and people seem to still think that women ain't got no money, when women know they got money. Women still got money. Actually, women in a lot of cases have just as much as men do, and in some cases they have more, and still want you to be the same financial provider that the dudes in the 50s and 60s were, knowing that those dudes made more and you made less back then. That's not realistic. If times have changed, then you can't expect men to stay the same. That's just the reality. That's like my biggest issue. If times have changed and women aren't the same anymore, then men also can't. Why are men not allowed to be different? Which is why I've always said, like, me and Tyrone argue about this. Tyrone is very much like traditional standards. Like, he wants to do the main thing. But for me, I'm like 50-50. We are both adults and you work. Why are we doing this weird nonsense where, like, I gotta pay for everything, but you don't want to cook and clean? Because it's funny, women don't want to be put into the box of a woman, but have no problem putting men in the box of a man. And then still talk about, well, men are too sensitive because you crying too much. And then men also, to me, aren't being fair, because you're not rewarding good behavior. When women are being reflective and holding themselves accountable, men get really angry and petty. And that jadedness makes women just believe that it didn't matter in the first place, which is bad, because you're essentially dissuading them from positive behavior. Positive behavior is self-reflection, acknowledgement, and betterment, right? But if you always hit her with a negative, no matter what she does, because you feeling some type of way, that means you too in your feelings. I can understand that she did some stuff that hurt you and she wasn't fair and she was disrespectful. But if she actively is acknowledging her fault and starting the process of self-reflection, do not negatively impact that. That's the part we need. That's the part we want. That's the development we care for. Don't ruin that by being like, nah, you should have figured it out earlier. What took you so long, stupid? Women don't respond well to. Actually, no one responds well to that. Who responds well to, why did it take you so long, stupid? Figure it out earlier. Nobody responds to negative and reinforcement. Or not, at least not in terms of the developmental stage, where I'm going through the process of figuring it out. If I tell you I'm bettering myself and I'm trying to acknowledge that I made mistakes and I'm trying to apologize for it, you know what you probably shouldn't do? Be petty during her apologizing to you. Because you already know this is something she never does. So why would you ruin it by being petty? You do this because you're in your feelings, which is when I would tell a man, get out of your feelings. You're hurting the advancement. What are we gaining through you being petty in a moment in which she's trying to do better? Well, see, men don't hold women accountable, but men also, the soft guy era has been dangerous because men have been holding into their feelings too much. Like even that thing on TikTok that trended with the whole man versus bear thing and the women versus a brick wall. That's men being petty in a situation we really didn't need to be. Because here's the thing. if you look at social media, like comedy and stuff, we always make these running jokes about how women don't listen and they don't say what they mean. There's plenty of skits, comedy videos that are about women being so hard to understand and read and difficult. And yet, when a bunch of women got on the app and were like, I would pick a bear over a man, you couldn't tell that one or two things was happening. Either women were being petty and fucking with men just to get a reaction out of them, which don't mess with those women, or the women actually believe that, in which they're crazy, in which, once again, don't mess with those women. Men won the argument by just not engaging with those women, but we got petty and we did the same shit back. And the problem is the thing we use as a basis wasn't even as strong as an argument. If I'm being left in the woods between a bear, an animal that can literally kill me, and a man, which would I pick? And our response to that was, do I tell my feelings to a woman or a brick wall? They're talking about murder and death and SA and all this other stuff. And we're over here talking about emotional trauma at the most. At the most. And I'm just like, you. It looks so much worse. It looks so much worse when you do that. Just don't engage. Men, I think men, and I think the problem is that men spent way too long being silent, and now they just don't care. Not realizing them being petty and emotional isn't helping the situation either, which is why we keep losing. We keep losing as a society because of this. This is where we're at. We're in this position where women are all strong and independent and are saying wild and reckless stuff. And men are tired of just being that silent guy who has to take the abuse and be the villain in the situation. And they're hitting back. But in them hitting back, they're not regulating themselves. So the things they shouldn't be smacking the woman about verbally, not physically, obviously. They're smacking down anything the woman says. There are conversations to be had in these spaces. And they don't happen because everybody has a podcast and everybody has an agenda, and people who are just surfing the web, scrolling, are getting hit with sad boy posts of women being disrespectful to men, red pill videos about how a woman's job is in the kitchen and she should be making babies, to women online talking about how much they hate men. And men are just like, maybe I shouldn't just interact with women anymore. And then you get people who are either incels or like asexual, and now you don't have advancement of society. And that's not even including the other issues we have, like, no money, how everyone's broke, how everybody's financially struggling in this economy. And for whatever reason, on top of all of that, we're also becoming socially screwed. like what? So yeah, that's good. I ain't got no money and I'm socially screwed. Wonderful. Thoughtful. Freaking amazing. Like, what in the hell? What is going on? But it's hard because, life is hard, and where do we skate when life is hard? And we don't want to deal with life. We get online. We get online and we escape it, whether it's through anime, it's through video games, it's through Twitch streams, it's through TikToks, it's through YouTube Shorts, whatever, Pornhub, OnlyFans, Patreon, like, literally. And Midnight, I appreciate you, bro, because, bro, right now you are subscribed to me, I believe. You're a member, I mean. Yeah, you're a member. You're a member of my channel. And the money's hitting like that, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's absolutely insane. One thing I never understood is how certain men and women shit on the opposite gender while in a relationship. If you hate men that much, though, shouldn't you be stay single? So it gets into the conversation, and this happens with other things, not just this. Thank you for the $2, Revolver. I appreciate it. You're always so generous, bro. I'm serious. I appreciate the support. I really do. This week's been kind of crazy between me building a new desk and then helping building my friend's PC. Even though this is my vacation week, I still didn't really sit down as much as I want to, but it's all right. I appreciate the love and support either way. What was I gonna say? But no, Goki, what it gets into is this. Also, thank you, Mel. What it gets into is this. People make arguments that they don't take advice from people who don't know what they're talking about. So no one takes financial advice from people who don't have money. No one takes relationship advice from people who aren't in relationships. And a lot of these people who are in relationships do one or two things. They either say things like, well, I wasn't even, when I got with my wife or my husband, it was like 20 or 30 years ago. So I didn't have to deal like with what you guys are dealing with in modern dating, which then makes me go, how are you an authority on it if you've been married for 20 years? Like, yeah, sure, that gives you the repertoire of having a healthy relationship. But if we're talking, but like most people who are asking those people for help are just trying to get into the whole getting into a relationship part. You don't know nothing about that because you haven't had to get into a relationship in over 20 years. The most you could tell me about is how to maintain a healthy one. And that's not even consistent. Like even that's not really consistent. But once again, we're in the era of you can't give me sound advice if you're not successful yourself. And to be fair, there is some truth in that, because who the heck is trying to get financial advice from a homeless man? That doesn't mean the homeless man doesn't have good advice. It just means you don't have any money, so you don't even take your advice. So why do you expect me to take your advice? But I think the problem is that, and that's why I say one of the things we need as a society is just to be open-minded. That's the thing we struggle with in modern society, is to have an open mind and have open discussion. I really hate that YouTube takes this long to process super chats. I hate it so much. XSplit, when are you gonna get Streamlabs applications? Because this shit sucks. It sucks so much. If I'm so generous, play Trials of Cold Steel. Listen. Life is fun, and I need to be fair, I still need to do Devil May Cry 5. I want you to understand that. Let me see. Some people want a relationship for sex or money, not necessarily for love, which is true. That's exactly how I am, Terrell, especially on social media. I see like 5 to 10 posts of women bashing men, and I'm just like, I don't even want to even be bothered. Yeah, but that's not fair, because you're judging an entire gender on the actions of women that you may not even ever meet in your life. Like, if you don't want women to blame all men for their bad relationships, you can't do the same thing. That's the way I always look at it. Women always talk about the 3 or 5 guys they've ever dated or been with being pieces of shit, and that's why all men suck. And we're like, it's not all men. So you can't then do the same thing to women. Like, that's not how that works. Don't take advice from gurus on YouTube. Those guys talk down to women. That's true. A lot of them do. A lot of those guys' advice is, to be fair, there is some truth to it. Women are weird because women are honest but dishonest. What I mean by that is that women will tell you, but they won't tell you directly. What they'll do is they'll say something, but you have to, like, unfortunately with women, you have to really pay attention. They won't just straight out be like, I'm hungry. They'll say something else, and you need to understand to allude to it. And I understand that's frustrating. I think that's where the love portion comes in. I love you enough to put in that extra effort to try to understand and connect with you. Because eventually, we'll just catch on to it. Like, if you've ever seen dudes who are married to their wives, either one or two things are up with their relationship. Either A, he knows everything she means when she says certain things, or B, she has stopped being so indirect about stuff. One of those two things have happened. And it happens primarily because that's what the effort looks like. When I put in the effort, that's your result. Things aren't as confusing anymore. You start connecting again. Let me see. I don't know shit about girls. Mine found me. You're lucky. That's the one thing I do like, is that modern era women are a lot more they'll will to talk to you, which I always appreciate. That's why I think people always talk about the touching grass conversation. If you don't touch grass, you can't. Essentially, what touching grass really means is making yourself physically available to be approached. Whether that's putting yourself online, ladies. No, I'm just playing. I don't have female subscribers on here. That's not funny, but it's very true. Or just going out and putting yourself in public. You have to kind of do that, because if you don't do that, then you're absolutely screwed. You have to present yourself to even give the opportunity for them to find or approach you. Retro is too handsome. Hey, listen, I appreciate you, Midnight. The fact that you've been here since the Best Wishes days, which, spoiler alert, is over a decade at this point. Best Wishes came out in 2010, and we're in 2024. So for those of you who are still here from the Best Wishes days, I appreciate the love and support. Or if you're here from the chapter review days, which dates that a little bit more, but not by too much. Oh, damn, he's doing the MC5 and 6 over Cold Steel. That's tough, yo. Chill out, Orion. You were a villain. You were an absolute villain. I mean, it's the lady's fault for dating Chads. I mean, are you blaming a woman for dating a man who's great? That's kind of disrespectful, don't you think? Look at the actions, not words. Yeah. The problem is that women and society have been blaming men long before social media. Yeah, but part of that's because some things are men's fault. Like, I don't know why men like to pretend like nothing is their fault. We fucked up in a lot of different areas, and that's something that's true. That is absolutely true. Richard, I'm glad someone gets it. Yeah, women do that indirect talk to see if you're paying attention. I have a girl from my old job throwing out hints, but I can't afford to be in another relationship emotionally right now. Hey, listen, work on yourself. If you need to go to therapy and address your issues, do that, because that jadedness will get you in trouble. I'm here since the Juice Loose days. Oh, that's pretty close, because what? The Wii U came out in 2012? That had to be like 2013 retro, so it's been about 10 years. Probably 10 years, maybe 11 years at this point. Stay on your purpose, brothers. Exactly. I'm hungry, girl. You should get me something to eat. Me. Terrell, you need to buy an actual filter and stop buying water bottles. I missed the region reviews. I mean, I'm not. The region reviews are not going to come back, mainly because for the anime, I stopped giving a fuck. Clone Fight Gang rise up. Goki, chill. Goki, chill with that clone fight. Don't bring that up, bro. That's a whole era. I'm lucky I'm ugly as fuck, so nobody comes. Bro, you gotta have some confidence in yourself. I don't know any girl who's attracted to. I don't know any person who's attracted to unconfident men. Like, the reality is, like, men sometimes don't realize, like, bro, y'all have habits that screw us over. You know the reason why we don't get with certain people? It's not because they're not attracted to us. It's because we don't think we're attracted to them. And granted, self-defeatism is a struggle. I'm gonna be real with you. Like, we especially when you spend a lot of your life being told that you're unattractive. So of course you become less interested in trying to be attractive, because no one likes to put effort in something and then get hurt right afterwards. But like, literally, we will not progress if we don't get some nuts about ourselves and handle our business. It's a struggle, but you got we got to figure it out. Damn it, we got to figure it out. We gotta figure it out, because if that lack of confidence ain't never gonna be attractive. It's never. No woman's gonna be like, you're insecure. I love that. Like, they're just not gonna do it. So we're gonna have to gain some confidence and get a little reckless. And it's rough and it's awkward, but we gotta figure this shit out. Girls can date whoever they like. It's strange for me to be upset if a girl likes a chat. Agreed. We, as guys, can assume responsibility for our actions. Ladies often skirt accountability for their wrongdoings. I'm not going to disagree with the fact that doesn't happen. Women do that. And yes, you know how you punish those women? By not engaging with them. You leave them women. But when the women are single, they'll start looking at themselves and going, why am I still single? Which is why you've been having a bunch of women online asking, why am I single? That's literally what what they've been doing. They'll be like, that's why they've been on TikTok being like, why am I single? Where are the good men at? They do this because they're alone. So some of you guys have been taking the advice and just not engaging with them. You know, you got to play like 5 games before you play Cold Steel. It's like all the lore. Of course. Of course, because I want all the lore. I still remember the Insanity rants. Jesus Christ, Antry. That's some OG stuff. He doesn't like Pokemon anymore. That's how you know he's really changed completely. Shut up, Orion Sword. Goki, I don't know what you look like, but if American reality TV has taught me anything, it's literally that anyone can find love, which is true. The secret to finding is to stop searching. BBC gang trail changed from being a Pokemon viewer to playing Xbox and supporting Microsoft and the BS. Oh wow, I'm getting gaslit. Jesus Christ, guys. Ask her back why is she single? Does she not approach? Say, ooh, Mel trying to cook. Mel out here. Mel, you got some on the stove, man? What you cooking? Some pot pie? Is that some spaghetti? You better cook us a bratwurst? Yeah, it's about to get crazy in here. Get offline and get back to your real life. Social media will not help or save you. That is agreed. But thank you for watching the stream. Oh, Jesus. That's like one of the worst jokes I've had. Get off a line. Online will not save you. But thanks for watching the stream. Oh, Lord. Man, y'all don't understand, bro. Also, because people are just tired of doing hard shit that sucks. Y'all understand that. Why do you think people don't want to work no more? I have so many friends right now who are just trying to find basic jobs. And motherfuckers are like, yeah, we're not working. Do you have openings? Yeah, we do. Why? Why are all these base jobs? Because everyone wants to be a YouTuber. Now that we're back in now that I think 2020, if you were streaming or making YouTube videos or you tried to blow up during that time during the pandemic, that was the perfect time to put your foot in the door. Because motherfuckers are out here killing the game financially. Playing what on Xbox? Microsoft don't have games. It's Game Pass and third party midnight. Chill out. It's Game Pass third party. Don't ask me no more questions, man. Don't ask me no more questions. I'm getting a motorcycle soon, so I gotta work. Hey, listen, you trying to get that paper. I ain't mad at you, bro. That's what you do. Always get on the grind. Listen, ain't nothing wrong with the grind, but just remember to have some peace for yourself. I think the one thing I've never liked, and it's something my parents do, and something I've heard other people's parents do, and some people do themselves. They work like 3 jobs. They work like 2 or 3 jobs. They don't have no time off, and they're just working. They're just working. And to me, the only reason why I would do this is if it was temporary, because the goal should never be to work all the time. I think one of the weirdest things that was told to my generation was, if you ain't working, you ain't shit. That is not true. But we said that because that's how the old generation valued what they were doing. You worked all the time and then you got paid, and that's how we know you were putting some effort in. If you ain't working and getting paid and you ain't doing anything, listen to me. I work one job. And I make enough to cover the bills for this house and to feed some unhealthy addictions we don't talk about. And I'm pretty set. This stuff here, I've been doing since I was 18. This streaming shit, I do because I like it. It's fun. There is money to be made. I'm not going to BS you about this, right? Obviously. There's money to be made, but it's still not like this shit ain't paying no crazy bills or nothing. Now, if the most I would want this would probably be the only thing I would do as a second job. If I was going to do a second job, this would be the only thing I would do. This. And honestly, I don't even need this to do anything crazy. Okay. I do this partially because I enjoy it. Oh, I got a cramp in my leg. Fuck you, God. I went to the gym and oh my goodness. If I get a cramp in my leg, I'm gonna be so pissed. No OnlyFans. How dare you guys? It is an American thing to work until you're dead. That ain't what you're supposed to do. The goal is to work one job to pay enough for your living situation. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that stuff. I make more than my parents. I don't want to work into my late 60s and 70s. Although that's what they're saying, the retire. Didn't they say something about the retirement age getting pushed up like that? Also, no, I don't like dogs. My favorite animal are rabbits, and I would never get a rabbit because rabbits are expensive to take care of. Rabbits also require you to be kind of at the house all the time. And I'm not at the house all the time. I have a job, so I can't do that. I just want to live my life and not work my life into the ground. Exactly. That's why I only want like a main job. This is the closest thing I will ever get to a second job. This is the closest. You see, I'm not even trying to be like no fucking million subscriber kind of character. I'm just chilling. I'm enjoying myself, making the content I want to make and having fun with it, right? The only person in our group I know who wants to make this a job is Tyrone. And a lot of you guys should know Tyrone. And Tyrone's doing that. And to be real with you, being a full-time YouTuber in this day and age is a fucking struggle. I always give people props for doing it because I realized how much work arguably, it's more stressful than just getting a 9-to-5. At least a 9-to-5, you get off at 5, you ain't got to worry about this shit. With YouTube, you have to be looking at algorithms. You have to figure out what works. I think the worst part of being a YouTuber is not having anything that works, and you're just throwing shit at the wall hoping something catches. That is the worst part because you don't know what to do. But if you got to look this up, look this up. Look this shit up. This shit's hard. I'm telling you, if I was a chick, I would make bank off of feet. Yeah, but see, then no one will fuck with you like that. Like, I'm gonna be real with you. That's the funny thing about OnlyFans. OnlyFans girls are girls that, although I respect your hustle, I'm not gonna date you. The fuck? What's wrong with you? I'm not dating a girl who does OnlyFans. Like that's like the first thing off the list. If you got kids, no. And if you got OnlyFans, hell no. Like that's those two. I hate how many women get cut off of my list once those two things are mentioned. Because both of those type of women, and usually some of them are even the same woman. Nope. Still, you should be doing an OnlyFans revolver. Ain't doing that. Nope. Still. Doing YouTube full time sounds amazing. It depends on what kind of content creator you are. Sometimes people like it. Sometimes people don't. Also, because the landscape of YouTube and social media has changed, right? You got to get sponsorships now, which both people are doing and surviving off of. Because let's be real here, why do you think people start asking for a Patreon? That's why I had a Patreon at one point. That's why people had Patreons at one point. YouTube ad revenue was nowhere near what it was. You know why? Because the pie was huge and only a few people were in it. So you can make a decent amount of money off of YouTube. Now, you gotta grind like crazy and become a whole thing. You mean you wouldn't want to date the African Queen Belle Duffy? No. Don't even play with me like that, Goki. You don't with D pics either. Be gay. Revolver. Revolver, chill. What's wrong with dating a girl with an OnlyFans? We're not married. Yeah, but I'm not dating you. I'm the type of dude who's dating for a wife. I'm not trying to date for. If you're just having fun, sure, go for it. But I'm not the dude dating for that. Depending on social media means you may or may not eat. Yeah, exactly. Which is why you should also have your savings in check. When you work in social media, you should always have your savings in check. To me, if you work in social media and you ain't got savings, something wrong with you, dog. Something is absolutely wrong with you because you don't know what can go left, and then you ain't got no money for the rest of for the next month or so. Don't play that game. It's stupid. Plus that, taxes and insurance get you fucked all the way up. Don't ever put yourself in that. A woman with kids and automatic, hell no. Yeah, it wasn't initially for me. I tried that a couple years ago, and I said, nah, we're good. Damn, do that cross out girls with BBLs too? I'm not a big fan of the girls doing plastic surgery. I would rather you get your stuff right in the gym. If I'm already attracted to you, then we're already kind of Gucci. But if you're out here getting plastic surgery, we might need to worry about your insecurities a little bit. To me, that's more of a therapy thing than it is a go get a BBL thing. But you know, everybody's different and everyone's struggling in their own ways. But that's the way I'm at. It's funny, every time I do these streams, it always turns into some societal like discussion about life and stuff. It's always crazy to me. But it's always to me. I always appreciate these times for like retrospectives and kind of putting your and just getting your stuff together. Because like, let's be real here. If any of us, myself included, were offered money, like a grand. Let's say someone just gave you a grand, dog. It's a good day. I would throw something. I would be willing. Well, I won't say I'll throw something. I would probably shatter something that I shouldn't break. If I'm going to be objective here, I'd probably break something. So I'm not even going to say that. Therapy is overpriced and overrated, at least in my view. So here's the thing. I very much believe a lot of us have a bunch of trauma we haven't worked out as individuals. And I understand that therapy isn't where it needs to be. Therapy honestly should just be offered as a free service as long as you have a job, right? Free money is not always good, mommy. No, it's not. But if you're just giving me money without any like context, I think I'd be more suspicious if you were giving it to me with no context. Yeah, never mind. I can see your point. I see your point, Revolver. I see your point. The thing with it, but like I was saying, the thing with therapy is that therapy is expensive, but people I think genuinely need it. Now, certain generations were taught different ways of dealing with their problems. The older generations were told just don't acknowledge them ever. Even though it doesn't make them go away, you still have those problems. But the argument was don't acknowledge them. And that's what they didn't do. And then they turned into their 60s and 70s and they retired and all that trauma and strain and stress hit them all at once and they fucking died. So many of these people ended up dying because they didn't know what to do with themselves after they retired. It was crazy. It was really sad too, but it was also really crazy. Dating to marry is the last thing you want to do. Yeah, but I'm also not. I'm not dating for fun. You know what I mean? Situationships are like, it's like, at that point to me, I just have an escort. I have like a temporary girlfriend. I'm not trying to do that. That's just, for me personally, I never see the value in doing that. I know why people do it. A lot of people do it with the hopes of getting into an actual relationship. Even though a lot of people won't admit it because if they admitted it, the person would leave. But yeah. Yeah, that's also because therapy, I don't know how you judging the quality of a therapist is hard. But my generation was kind of taught as far as dealing with our problems in the same kind of vein where we were taught not to like bring anything up. And our generation also realized that was not actually healthy. We saw how not healthy it actually was. And so the way we chose to deal with it was to start talking about it and start discussing it. So now the later generations are just automatically like, we're going to therapy. I don't know why you guys, Dad, I don't know why you don't go to therapy. That's how the newer generation is. Although I think they're overcompensating. If anything, in therapy, they don't know how to be adults. There are plenty of kids that are in their 20s that were born in like the 2000s who don't know how to be adults. And it's really fucking sad, bro. That's actually probably true too, Revolver. I just hate people who want to romanticize trauma. Same problems are fixable without therapy. Well, you know why? I hate to say the black community does it a lot. It's like if you didn't come from us. It's crazy to me that as time has progressed, there are more and more African Americans growing up in not poverty. And it's almost like we don't know how to deal with that. We're starting to create generational wealth. And there are kids, black kids, that were able to grow up in parts of America without any trauma or any like struggles financially. And we fucking berate those kids, or we fucking distance ourselves from those kids, or we just throw those kids out socially because they don't understand the struggle. And I'm like, the whole point of getting out the hood and making money and becoming independent and whatever is so your your children don't struggle like you did. So if this is the case, what are we doing? I don't understand, bro. I don't understand, bro. I wish women were different, Terrell. They have to care first. So they gotta have fun until they do. That is true. That's actually what gets a lot of men in trouble. It's funny, I was watching a video on that where a man, it's funny because they always make the joke about how women are more romantic than men, but men tend to fall for women quicker than women do. Like a man will will at least be interested in a woman probably after like the second date, right? And the problem is a woman doesn't click that immediately. I mean, that happens with some women, but it doesn't happen with a lot of women. A lot of women need more time than what a man needs, right? And so what men do is that men will try to speed up the relationship quicker than they normally should, which is what freaks a girl out, and then they don't want to deal with them. Also, a huge issue with our community when we have problems, we get told to pray. Man, dog, religion is so baked into our culture, it's stupid. And I don't care. You're not going to convince me to do that, okay? I will respect your religious beliefs, but don't ask me to do them with you. Unless I'm just trying to be respectful. Nah, man, we got to stand for our hoods. You mean the hoods we don't own? You mean the hoods we don't own, Midnight? Because we don't own them hoods. You know who owns them hoods? White men. Imagine getting shut up for a hood that you don't even own. Imagine getting shut up for a piece of land or a building you don't even own. Imagine getting shot up or beaten up over some shoes that you bought that you couldn't afford. Like, it just, no. There are certain things that are not worth fighting for. And I think more people need to recognize that. There are too many things out here that motherfuckers things are justified for fighting for, and they are not. They never were, and they're never going to be. But we do it because we feel justified in fighting for it, which is why we lose. Getting big Carlton and Will vibes. Obviously, I never dealt with that, but their debates and opportunities and backgrounds always hit hard. Yeah, but that's also why I don't like the new Fresh Prince. The new Fresh Prince of Bel-Air tried to just be on some evil shit. And I feel like that wasn't the way to handle things. That's why I prefer the old school Fresh Prince of Bel-Air that didn't make Carlton look like some sort of like sellout. Carlton was Carlton. Carlton grew up sheltered, so he didn't have some of those experiences. And so the new Fresh Prince tried to do the new Bel-Air tried to make Carlton more of like a traitor in that sense. That he put up with way more offensive and reckless behavior than he should have. And I'm like, that's not fair, because that puts him in an automatically bad situation. Like, I like their debates in the old. Yeah, see, the OG was better. The OG, so I can't really explain it to you without knowing it. Yeah, that reboot exists, and I know some people like it. The thing I liked about Will and Carlton is that they were both perceived to be right and wrong at the same time. Will was right because Will was more in touch with his culture, but he also came from a shitty like living condition and neighborhood, right? Not that there weren't good people in this neighborhood and that there weren't good things about those areas. There were still good people there. Carlton came from a privileged background, so he was pretty disconnected from like his culture in that way. But he was still generally a good person. Obviously, a lot more money hungry and kind of greedy. But you grew up rich, so your goal is to stay rich. Like, it makes sense. And let's be real here. Carlton didn't put Will down. Well, that's not true. I would say it wasn't as bad as people like to make it out to be. They obviously, like, because part of their relationship is that they're like brothers. Like, realistically, Carlton and Will grew to be like brothers. And the funny thing is that all the thing that the reboot does is it just stretches out the same problems, the same episodes that were tackled in the original. Like drugs and cocaine and dealing with depression and fucking and death and racism. All these things were touched upon in the other ones. Oh, really? Season 3 returns. They've already even touched on the whole Will's dad plot line that was one episode. Well, you can't say that. From what I heard, Bad Boys had a good opening weekend, so what, Bad Boys 4 just came out, right? Yo, I don't think that's true. He may not be having a good he may not be doing too good as far as his personal relationships, but in terms of his like financial, he's doing all right. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it. Actually, that's exactly right, Revolver. Uncle Phil was a good balance. Uncle Phil came from the streets like Will did, but became financially successful to raise. Yes, I heard about the Midori stuff. I heard about the Midori stuff, Mel. Actually, the whole internet heard about the Midori stuff. It was funny. I saw anime reactors talking about Midori, and they didn't know shit about Midori, but they were on Twitter. So yeah. But yeah, Uncle Phil came from the streets like Will, but mostly, but got out and became successful and lived in a high society. And so his thought process is a good mixture of the high life that Carlton lives. Although to be fair, and they even acknowledge it, that their kids are spoiled. Actually, Hillary was a good example of that. Actually, that's part of the reason why I like Ashley so much as a character. Ashley was like the young mind who was young enough and was introduced to Will at a young age to where she got enough of that taste of the culture. They even talked about having like what was the episode? There was the episode where Ashley wanted to go to public school in high school. That was a whole thing where she like lied. She lied to her dad and went to public school, and she'd been going for a while now. And that was partially due to that. New Hillary is extra chocolatey. I have not. I think if I've seen Hillary, I don't remember her. Literally every time people talk about like Bel Air, the only characters who get brought up really is Phil, Will, and Carlton. Those are like the three characters I always see. Yeah, Midori is a famous leaker who was known for leaking like Persona news, and then got outed as a guy, and then apparently he had some really controversial tweets that were a problem. I've done the impossible. I've not been to a movie theater in 4 years until they cut out the overly woke stuff. I'm not supporting the industry. When was the last time I went to? I went to a theater. Mario movie. The Mario movie was the last time I went to the theater, which was over a year ago, right? New Hillary is magically delicious. What the fuck? Hillary was hot. But I like that was the cool thing I liked about their kids though. Yeah, it was the allegation side. Yeah. But yeah, that's why I like the kids. Carlton, Ashley, I think was more willing to explore like the urban side of her heritage and get in touch with that experience. Carlton and Hillary weren't about that, but Carlton got introduced to it later. The one thing I always said is that Will was overall a positive effect on like all his kids. Hillary became smarter over time. It took her a goddamn long time to get there, but she started getting there. Ashley was able to explore herself in different ways that was different from her siblings. And Carlton kind of grew up to be a man and kind of finally had like another male figure in his life that wasn't his dad that he looked at. Remember when they spent nights in the hood? Oh yeah, that one. That's one that was hilarious. And the fact that Carlton handled it way better than Will expected, to the point where he was about to be willing to go down to an area that was known for motherfuckers getting in trouble and getting shot at, and was literally and Will had to be the tattletale and call their parents to make sure that didn't happen. I always like that juxtaposition that even Will was like, bruh, you don't want to do that. He's like, nah, man, I'm going to win this bet. I'm going to show you I can handle your area. And Will Will was low key being a hater at the end because he's like, you technically didn't win the bet. He's like, yeah, because you called mom and dad. That's not my fault. What the fuck? And it was one of those like, you know what, Carl kind of eating here. Well, I think you need to take this L real quick, bruh. And that's why I liked it. Each Banks kid had a different positive influence on Will too. Exactly. I would say it's kind of hard because of how Will was when he came out. Will came out very much against stuck up shit. He was like, I'm not about this privileged preppy bullshit. And that was what the first season was a lot of that. Will just fighting against the establishment because you ain't about to change me. You ain't about to make me different. And Will overall still kept his style, but he did chill out and he did learn things from them. She's older than me. Ashley was the baddest fuck in the later season. Relax, Studio. I already know how you feeling, bro. I already know how you feeling, Studio. Chill out. Nikki aged insanely fast in that show. Yeah, because Nikki was introduced so late. Nikki wasn't even really needed. Nikki just created some situations that didn't need to happen. But hey, it was entertaining. So Nikki, also people feel some type of way about how Aunt Viv was changed. Because let's be real here. Old Aunt Viv was way more memorable than New Aunt Viv. New Aunt Viv was pretty homogenized and it became obvious. Like New Aunt Viv I can't even think of episodes for New Aunt Viv. Old Aunt Viv got a bunch of cool episodes. But yeah, well, she was pregnant for a while and then she had him and then he became like 2 or some shit. Nikki wasn't bad. Nikki just showed up. I think Nikki was just meant to be different because the role that Ashley kind of went away because Ashley was already like younger. Ashley was like not too much younger than Carlton and Will. So the role that she had only was relevant for maybe like the first couple of seasons. And then you needed something. Oh yeah, Old Aunt Viv was perfect. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. I love Aunt Viv, Old Aunt Viv, but you can only enjoy. You can't have good things forever. Why did we get on this Fresh Prince conversation? I realized that we have devolved a lot from where this started. Didn't this started with anime? Isn't that what we were talking about early on? We're an hour and 46 minutes in, and now this has turned into this. Hey, Sora-san, thank you for the well wishes. Appreciate it. I'll be 33 on Sunday. Oh my goodness. How old you turning, old man? It's 33. I'll be 33 on Sunday, guys. Jesus. Retro started the Fresh Prince train. That's true. It's fine. It's a good train to be on. I want to do that. I don't know if y'all seen that TikTok. It's an offensive TikTok where they're like, it's a caption that goes, minding your own business. And then in the other caption, it'd be like white people. It'd be like, so black people. That's what it reminds me of. We sit here having a conversation and Retro's in the back like, black people. Oh, no. I mean, what else are you talking today? Gaming? Oh, wow, you're a savage. Y'all are savages. Relax, man. I just wanted to have a conversation, bro. I just want to have a little bit of a conversation. Speaking of anime, y'all read the My Hero Enemy? How y'all feeling about it? Looking like we got 1 or 2 more arcs? Why do we have any more arcs? How you gonna do this whole thing with Shigaraki and All for One and One for All? And we sit here having this stupid. To be fair, considering I don't understand why they look at her. Oh no! I gave myself hiccups because I laughed too hard. Oh no! Fuck! Oh shoot! Oh no! I still have hiccups. Fuck me. Oh my goodness. Oh no. Fuck! Whew. I struggle, man. I struggle with the liquids. Oh my goodness. God fucking damn it. Fuck me. Hold on. I got an idea. Hold on. Alright, hold on. I got an idea. Hold on. I don't think it worked. Hold on. It didn't work. Fuck me. I always struggle with this. God damn it. My thoughts on the last arc is that I still want to bang the bunny lady. Really, Goki? Really? I don't know what Deku's supposed to do now. He's ending up like mid MC for me anyway. I mean, he was already kind of mid for me. To call him goated was a reckless statement. These hiccups won't go away, so we're gonna have to fight through it, motherfucker. I thought the whole holding your breath thing was supposed to work. They fucking lied to me. Hirokoshi released the parachute as soon as he jumped out of the plane, going to take as long as he needs to stick this landing, and he in the series on a good note. Studio, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. This man really getting bodied by hiccups. What am I supposed to do? I'm fighting, Goki. I'm out here. I got my hands up and everything, and they won't go down, bro. Look at me. I'm swinging, Goki. I'm fucking swinging. I'm swinging my whole arm, and they keep fighting back, bro. Look at me. I'm swinging with my whole fist. Damn. Hold on. I'm up. See? I'm boxing. Okay, they won this round, to be real with you. Fuck. Hold on. I think I'm okay. Raise up your torso and take a deep breath. Well, I think we got it. I think we're good. And the last arc of My Hero Academia will be social commentary on how society is the real villain and the people need to take a good hard look at themselves. I feel like that's what the latter half of My Hero was supposed to be, and we just got completely derailed towards the latter end. I think that's really what's happened, because I feel like we're past that part of the conversation at this point. Especially with them adding in random parts that became relevant. But hey, movie time this year. When is that movie supposed to come out? Is that in August? Is that like in the fall? Or is it later this summer? That's what I'm trying to figure out. When the hell is this supposed to happen? Totally off topic, Terrell, but do you think we're getting Arms 2 at the direct? Or am I asking too much? I would hate to be the bearer of bad news. I don't think it's coming. But it would be nice if it did come. Like, I wouldn't be against it. I'll say that. I just don't think we're going to get it. Which sucks, but it is what it is, unfortunately. Which is why it sucks. Arms to me is a game that absolutely deserves more love and respect. But I don't think it's going to get it because who's out here dumb enough to be out here enjoying fucking Arms? And I'm like, Arms was great. Arms, I think, is generally a great fucking game. It just needed a little bit more polish. That's really all it needed. I just don't think it's gonna get the love it deserves, and that kind of sucks. I want Arms 2 so that Pokken 2 never happens. They weren't even made by the same people. What the fuck are you talking about? Why y'all sitting here acting like? Why y'all sitting here acting like Arms 2? Like Arms 2 would stop a Pokken 2. It wouldn't. It wouldn't at all, guys. You would still get a fucking. You would still. You would still get an Arms. You still would get Pokken if you got Arms. Like one doesn't negate the other is the point I'm making here. I think y'all wanted it to negate something and it didn't. And I'm sorry, but that's just how it's gonna go. But no. At this point, I'm just curious about how the direct is gonna approach itself. I'm not even gonna worry about like the specifics of it. I'm just curious how it's gonna go because, we got a new. Is that the AC about to cut on? Yeah, it is. Okay. Sometimes my light flickers and I have to remind myself that the AC is like, I'm about to take all the power for you for a second. And then I get paranoid. But no, the AC just cut on. But no, Nintendo has the most interesting direct. And I was really hoping that the direct was going to come out. The direct was going to be out like by freaking this week. And it wasn't. And the rumor supposedly is the 18th, which means it would get announced on Monday. It would come out on Tuesday. And then Juneteenth is Wednesday, I believe. I think that's right. Am I wrong? I think that's right? Juneteenth is Wednesday, which is going to be dumb. Because essentially that means I'm going to go back to work for 2 days and then be off and then come back to work for another 2 days. Like it's going to be a weird week for me next week. Because it's like, I already got to catch up on any work I need to do work-wise. Yeah, it's after my birthday. They don't like me, bro. Nintendo don't like me like that, dog. It's funny because I feel like I haven't really been playing games like that anyway. So when we get into like the Game of the Year stuff for next year, I don't think I'm gonna join that anyway because I haven't played enough 2024 games. Right now, I think the only thing I have under my belt is technically Persona 3. And I'm not even done with that game yet. What the fuck? Not even finished. I haven't even finished that game. So, might be a problem. Honestly, I could have streamed more of that today anyway. I might try to do some of that tomorrow, though. I might stream it a little earlier than usual tomorrow, just for hey. Also, this is the last direct to feature just Switch games. Probably so. Hell, we don't even know if that's going to be the case. Because remember, the announcement may or may not come later. You can always play Trials of Cold Steel. Listen, I still have a decent bit of Birth by Sleep left. I still have Aqua's playthrough to do for Birth by Sleep. And then I still got to do the final story for Birth by Sleep. And then what? Persona. Unless you guys, and here's the thing, because I was thinking about doing a gaming stream on Fridays, but I think realistically, views wise and the way you guys interact, I think you guys prefer these like talking, just chatting sessions on YouTube. Otherwise, I would have did, because remember, was it last year when I did Crisis Core? Yeah, I did the Crisis Core remake. I tend to get more views on those on like these streams and on the gaming streams. So I don't really worry about doing it as much on the other stuff. And I think that's how I'm gonna handle it. Or what I could do, and I don't think this is gonna work, I could make it a members reward and make it just do Trials of Cold Steel. Yeah, I figured you enjoyed chatting. Most of you guys, I think, enjoy chatting. But yeah, I could always do Trial of Cold Steel and then just do, but just make it a members exclusive thing. Like do members only streams for just Trials. But then Revolver would be pissed. He's like, what the fuck? Why I gotta pay to be a member just to get that? I'm like, hey man, listen. It's not a popular game on my repertoire. Don't you dare just make it members only. I'm not doing it live. You cold as fuck. I wouldn't do that. Listen, I'm only a villain when I'm bored. Not because it gets a reaction. I'm lying. It's because of both. Don't ask me any questions anymore, bro. No. Don't you dare question me, boy. You. Richie, chill out, Richie. Richie, what? What is Richie? You've been lurking. I thought you were streaming tonight anyway, Richie. I'm hoping out hope for a physical Kingdom Hearts collection for Switch because that digital is offensive. Absolutely, Inch, right? We don't buy cloud gaming on Switch. We don't buy cloud gaming in general, to be fair. But we absolutely don't buy cloud gaming on Switch. That's a trap. Damn, you're trying to finesse Revolver. Hey, man, sometimes I can be a villain, all right? I never claimed to be a good guy. I'm just a guy. I'll send you my PS5 for free if you stream it. What are you talking about? No, you wouldn't. Don't do that. Don't play with me. That's $500. What do you mean you'll send me your PS5? At that point, you might as well. That's yeah. Don't. I would feel so bad, bro. I told you. Was it you? I think I told somebody. I was like, hey, if y'all what did I say? I said something along the lines of I would play a game if y'all bought something. I forget what it was though. I said it, I forget what game it was, but it was like if you paid for something, I would get something. I don't remember what it was. Revolver, no. That's wild. Why you have a PS5 then if you ain't trying to use it? That's a wild thing to do. I think I would feel bad. Especially at this point when, you know, I could just get a PS5 if it was that deep. Spoiler, if it was, I'm gonna tell you right now, there's no point in me getting a PS5 only because even if I got it, I wouldn't put it in here. It'd be like out in the entertainment center. Cause I don't. The games I would want to play, a lot of them are coming to PC. So I'm not even. I don't know. I'm just not worrying about it. It's so weird. Shovel Knight is 10 years old. What the fuck is going on? Let me see. I'll sing you. Oh, did I miss anything? So you Homelander. Relax, Midnight. That's a wild reference. Man, that man called me Homelander. That's crazy. Gotta hear your yap today first. Wow, that's crazy, Richie. Chill out, bro. Why are all y'all villains? It's like I'm surrounded by fucking evil villains. Maybe I am the bad guy. Play the damn game, please. I'll chill. You know what's about to be 10 years old soon? Oros. That is such a wild reality we live in. Oros is about to be 10 years old. Well, to be fair, fucking X and Y is 10 years old. I have to remind myself, Gen 6 is a decade old already. Which is insane to me. And of course, hold on, let me see. I looked on Twitch. I'm just looking to see who's live. A lot of people are live tonight. There's a lot of fucking people who are live tonight. TSS, Tyrone. I got some of my other squad members. Oh yeah, he said he was doing the Dragon Ball Zero stuff. So I'll let him rock that. And then of course, TSS is playing Kingdom Hearts. Is he playing Kingdom Hearts 2? Yeah, Nightgen said, what was it? Oh, fuck Oros, Emerald for life. Yeah, Nightgen said everything you wanted was on PC. Hey, it could be worse. The deep A train is right there. All right, relax. Reminder, Gen 5 is forever peak. Yeah, that's good. We love it. Oh yeah, Tyrone is roasting that character selection screen. I think everybody is. Dean was talking about it yesterday. KG was talking about it. I don't think anyone likes that selection screen. I don't know why we. That's how you know. That's how we know there ain't nothing going on. If the worst thing you got to say is the fucking selection screen, like nothing else is going on. If that's like the worst thing you talking about, like I'm gonna just be real about it, because that's crazy. But since we're like 2 hours in, and for those who don't know, me and Nessa have been watching One Piece. Yes, I'm watching it again because she's never seen it, and we're all the way up to Thriller Bark currently. I was gonna do some of those episodes with her tonight, so that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna push you guys off on another friend of mine. I think I'm gonna push you off on fucking TSS because TSS is playing Kingdom Hearts 2. And that's a goated game, and I can't have him not enjoying Kingdom Hearts 2. I wouldn't forgive myself if he wasn't enjoying Kingdom Hearts 2. So I'm gonna post his Twitch in here. Go support your boy, TSS. We cool and we love the support. And tell him I sent you. Tell him I sent you. And thank you for that. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Obviously, I won't be streaming Monday, but just know if you're in the server, I appreciate any wishes that come now or later. You can't hoe us out to your friends. I can do whatever the fuck I want. It's up to you whether or not you comply or not. You ain't gotta comply. But just tell them that I sent you over here and go support your boy. But with that being said, I am going to get out of here to watch One Piece because I have a problem. And I will see you guys tomorrow on Twitch for Persona 3. Persona 3, baby. Persona 3 Reload. Or as Donnie always says, Persona 3 Mid-Load. Oh, I'm terrible. I'm terrible, y'all. But thank you for the $22 donations between, was it Navy and Revolver? Just thank you for the support. Thank you for the love. Appreciate it, guys. And I will see you guys tomorrow on Twitch. So follow me on Twitch if you didn't already follow me on Twitch. And if you're not following me on Twitch, what the fuck are you doing? Good night, everybody. Have a good fucking day. Have a good day. Have a good day!